Despite the BlizzCon 2021 Overwatch 2 behind the scenes panel revealing a glut of new details about the game, there is still a lot to discuss about Blizzard's shooter sequel, and thankfully, I managed to speak to exactly the right person about that, game director Jeff Kaplan. In the rest of this video, you'll hear Jeff from the Overwatch team discuss the game's lack of a release date, how connected it will be to the original Overwatch, and the possibility of crossplay, and we dived into lots of the panel's stranger new details. So sit back and enjoy a lovely chat with Jeff Kaplan.
I think in general, that's how we usually operate at Blizzard, not always. Like, there have been cases where we've announced a date and then had to push it, but generally we don't want people getting too excited about a date unless we feel really confident. And the number one thing is the quality of the game. What's most likely going to happen, we've already been having internal milestones where those have been extended play tests that have involved, people outside of just our team playing the game. Then we'll probably move into some sort of alpha internally for a while. That'll probably be more under wraps. There won't be a lot publicly being talked about. And then it's very likely we will move into a closed beta that will be more in the public eye at that point. And it's still not been determined if we are actually doing an open beta or not. It is unlikely that we will have a cohesive campaign that contextually incorporates not only all 32 of the existing known heroes. There are some real edge cases like, Hanzo or Wrecking Ball. How do they fit in? Like, why would it make sense for them to be on a mission with Overwatch? But we are hoping to incorporate as many heroes as possible into the story missions. That's been one of our goals. But whether we get to all 32 plus the new Overwatch 2 heroes, it's unlikely that we'll hit 100% completion. I'll give you a weird answer. It's kind of both. It is definitively an online story experience. That's what we think is cool and unique and innovative about it. You don't traditionally play story or campaign games with other people. And we think that's going to make it feel very distinctly Overwatch or Overwatch 2. With that said, we are working on friendly AI. And if we can get it to a point that we're satisfied with, we're okay with the AI existing in some cases. An easy example is if somebody, goes link dead or something, we don't want to ruin the experience for the other 3 players. We could bring in up to and including perhaps we just let you play that way. But that's not officially decided yet, and there are a lot of technical hurdles for us to get over. I don't know if it will get to a point where it's good enough that we think you would have a great experience playing just by yourself, but we're definitely open to it, and that's something we're going to push on. Absolutely. And the way that I like to think about it is there are some things that are just horribly broken in PvP and feel terrible in PvP. Like when you were on the enemy team and Mercy resurrected all 5 players after you had killed them all, it felt really terrible, and that's why we had to change it. But the beautiful part is Null Sector or Talon doesn't go to Reddit and complain when Mercy has 5-man res. So we can put it in PvE and have it feel pretty good. What's funny is people are like, should we show that? Because we got rid of that. That turned out to be really terrible. And we're like, yeah, we should just show work in progress. And I am not normally a Junkrat player, but we were doing a Junkrat play test where we were testing some of our progression systems. And I was asked to check out the Junkrat trees. In one of his trees, the end Talon in the tree, you can dual wield grenade launchers. The Reinhardt builds are fascinating. We keep doing these Reinhardt play tests because not that you have to go to these extremes, but I think a lot of us end up going to these extremes. There's like what I'll just call the Reinhardt Wrecking Ball build, where you basically say to your team, I hope you never want to see the shield again because you're not going to see it when I'm playing this build. And it's all about aggression and the hammer and moving forward. And then on the exact opposite side of that, there's the Reinhardt build where basically the shield is all of the power. I think it would have to be a completely not competitive competitive setting. We haven't done anything officially yet. We know that players are going to want to play with these talents in PvP. Just straight up, I think it's horribly broken to play with these talents in PvP. But I also am very open to allowing the players to try it and find the fun if they can find the fun in that. So it's an idea that we've definitely entertained. There are some slight performance issues, like the game tuned and balanced to run on all systems in PvP versus PvE. There are different considerations, but I'm sure we could work through those. And a lot of times when we enable stuff in the workshop, people just know, like, you're not going to get a good frame rate doing that. They kind of accept it. Like, oh, is that a pyramid of Torbjorns that I'm seeing? Like, I wonder why I'm only getting 30 frames a second right now. One of the things that's on the table, I don't know if we'll actually do this or not, but we've even thought about just renaming the role in Overwatch 2 to Brawler instead of Tank, and just reset expectations, not only of you as the tank player, but also of your team, of what you want out of this guy. Right now, it's not uncommon in a game of Overwatch 1 to log in and have somebody just say, like, we need a shield. You have to play a shield. Don't take the shield down. And you're like, well, I didn't feel like just holding, whether it's left trigger or right mouse button down all night. Like, that wasn't my idea of how I wanted to play Overwatch tonight, but I'm being forced to. So we're trying to rethink maybe the way the game is played a little bit and redefine what PvP means. We are extremely supportive and excited about the concept of crossplay. We love it in other games. We believe, in general, our thought is any system the game can adequately run on, and any way that people can play with their friends or even just for reasons of improving the matchmaker experience. We're very excited about those ideas. We don't have anything officially to announce or talk in detail about today, but in general, the team stance is that crossplay is exciting. We are interested in exploring it, and if we can overcome the hurdles, we would love to bring a feature like that to our players someday. I don't know if I can officially commit to we will give monthly updates on Overwatch 2, but we definitely want to be more communicative, and our plan is not to go dark for an extended period of time. We also want to be careful. I think there's a right time to get the audience hyped and build to launch. And there's also a time where it's like, hey, that was kind of not cool of you because it was too early and we're not ready to have this yet. So I think we want to be very transparent with people. I'm really glad that the discussion happened, last week of, hey, don't expect Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 this year, because I think that helps set people's expectations. So if we do say something in March or April, they're not like, oh my God, that means we're beta in May and then release in June. It's like, no, it's out there that's not happening.
For more on Overwatch 2, we also have 55 new details about the game, and you can watch those in a video right now.